Hey everyone, it's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. Welcome back to another delirious 4:30 in the morning video series. This one's a special tip video that I want to go over with you and cover a topic that I haven't talked much about in the past. You know that I do a lot with regards to comic books. However, what I haven't talked to you a lot about are cards. Now, I have made the general statement in the past that for the most part you really want to avoid sports cards like baseball cards, hockey cards, basketball cards, football cards that are in the 1980s to the current. If it's in the 1970s or earlier, then you may want to look into the cards in terms of determining whether or not it's something you want to invest in. There are a few exceptions with regards to modern cards. Typically those would be with rookie cards. So, if you know something about sports, then you may want to look into some modern cards in terms of whether or not they're worth picking up. One thing I have not talked too much about with regards to cards are non-sports cards. And for modern cards, those are the types of things I look for. So when I say modern, I'm talking more from the 1980s to the current. And there are a lot of great collectible card sets out there that many people are unaware of that you could flip for a lot of money. Some of them are based on comic books. So Marvel, for example, made a big series of comic book cards in the 1990s. A lot of them are through a card series company called Impel. And those could be worth a lot of money depending on whether or not you have all of the cards in the set. There are some pop culture cards based on movies and TV shows. So for example, you could see here, there's a bunch here from the Star Trek series. There are, and that's the Star Trek Next Generation TV series. Some of them are based on pop culture cartoons. So for example, in this box here, this one is based on the Peanuts characters. So there's a bunch of them, right here with the Peanuts characters right there, and then there'd be a black and white cartoon on the back. So there's all sorts of those. A lot of those came out in the 1980s, some even back to the 1970s, which would be the Star Wars ones, for example, are pretty popular. And then there are ones that came based on certain movie series, such as Rambo, for example. There's a bunch. There's also, of course, the Garbage Pail Kids, if you remember those. Those are immensely popular now, if you could find the complete set. But that's the key. Complete set. Collectors are completists, and they want the complete set. They want all of the cards. Now, with some card sets, there's something known as a base set that you should know about, and then there are extra cards that kind of add to the fun of the collection. So, for example, with the Marvel trading cards, there may be, for example, 90 base set cards. So those are the essential cards that you want to have for the series. But then there would be 5 extra cards, for example, that you could pick up that have like a hologram look to it. So they're shiny, you tilt it, you get a little different image depending on how you look at it. There's usually about 5 of those. If you have the complete base set plus the 5 hologram cards, for example, you can make a lot of money flipping those, 40, 50 bucks, sometimes more. I've done a lot of those kind of flips. You could just sell the hologram cards. I've done that before. If you have all 5, someone who has a base set of 90 cards will want to buy those 5 hologram cards to complete their set. So completing sets is something that is very important, again, to collectors. So imagine one of the 2 following scenarios happen to you. You go out and you purchase a card set that you see. Sometimes they're in binders like this, by the way. Collectors like to sometimes put their cards in binders. A lot of times, though, they are in just these plastic containers or in these cardboard card containers. But a lot of collectors will put them in here, and they will put them in these collectible sleeves, and they're clear. And if you're flipping through them really quickly, like this, you may not realize that there's a card in the set that's missing. So you purchase it, and this one, just as an aside, because it's a little be on the lookout item here, you want to know this name, if you ever see it, Michael Turner, one of the most famous modern comic book artists out there. He does draw a lot of images of women, and they are very, very popular. His signature is super popular as well. So even if you find something, by the way, that's not signed by Michael Turner, people will want to buy it because they could go to conventions, have him sign it, and then those items are worth a lot of money, whether it's a comic book, cards, or whatever. So this is a comic book series that he does called Fathom, and these are collectible cards from 2001 of the Fathom series. They're all in mint condition in the sleeves, but if you're flipping through it real quick, you may not realize that one of the cards is missing right here. You see this empty flap here? I'm not sure how well you could see it in the on the camera there, but this one in the lower corner is missing. It's card number 18. All of the other cards are there. How do I know that, and how do I know what numbers they are, especially if you're new to cards? For modern cards, what you could do is just look on the card, and you'll see there in the top corner it says the number of the card. So that one, for example, is card number 84 that I just showed you. Or right over here, we've got card number 75. So sometimes they're on the back, sometimes they're on the front, sometimes they're on the bottom, sometimes they're on the top. You just have to look. If you're curious how many cards come in a set, most card sets nowadays have what's called a checklist card, and it's typically the last card or two in the series. And like you can see here, this is card number 90, and if you look on here, they're numbered in terms of telling you what all the cards are in the series right there. So all cards 1 through 90 are numbered. So it turns out that card number 18 is missing. So imagine you make this purchase, your intent is to resell it, you come back and realize, oh my goodness, one of the cards is missing. That's scenario 1. Let's take scenario 2. You take your cards home, you're looking through it, you have one out, you accidentally damage it. Maybe you handled it inappropriately and it got ripped, or you spilled something on it and now you have a damaged card. Let's take a third scenario. You're out and about like I was. You're looking for this, you're looking for items to pick. You find this on a bookshelf, which is where I found it. You pull it off, you look at it, and you're going through it. You check if all the cards are there. And sure enough, they're all there except one. A lot of people will put that down and not purchase it. However, let's look at the comps for the Fathom 2001 card set. Well, right here you could see, green means sold, that somebody recently sold 94 of these cards. Now, if you look at this listing in detail, it does not say anywhere that the card set is complete. If it was complete, the person would have mentioned it. So it doesn't say it's complete. It's 94 cards. My belief, based on looking at it, is that it is 94 random cards from the set. There could be some doubles, that sort of thing. So you can see here it's sold for $65 plus $7 shipping. So about a $72 sale. Now, it's a rare set of cards. That's why you don't see anyone else with it listed, but trust me, it's very popular. Things from Michael Turner's Fathom series go very well, so you might want to put that down too as a be on the lookout as anything with the word Fathom in it. Now, let's look here. I did a search for, right now, Michael Turner Fathom cards, and what you'll see is there's nobody right now that is selling the complete set in the United States. There is somebody in Germany that is selling the same exact card set that I have with the binder, plus some cards that are autographed by Michael Turner, and a sketch card by EBOS, which EBOS is the name of a modern comic book artist. I actually just sold something that he signed that went for $35. It was a single comic book signed by him with a certificate of authenticity, sold for $35 just the other day. So this one is going for, in German dollars here, and it looks like a converted amount for the US is $430. Well, yeah, approximately. Euros it's $369, but in US dollars it's $430. And if you look on the app, this one has multiple watchers. So it's popular, as I just described earlier. Now, how much will a complete set of these cards go for that doesn't have signatures on them? I'm not sure exactly, but I'm going to say probably somewhere around $100. Could be a little less, could be a little more, but that would be my guesstimate. So what do? I've got this missing card. I don't want to list it with the missing card. And here's the main point of the video. If you were not aware of this, you can go on eBay, and the chances are, if you have a modern card series, that you can find a seller who's doing what I'm going to show you right here. It's called UPick, U/PICK, UPick. So this is for the card series I have right here for Fathom. It's the 2001 series, the base common cards. Okay, these aren't any of the special cards, and there are some special cards for this series that you could get like extras. But these are the base common cards, and what you can do is you can purchase one individual card for $3.50 shipping plus 99 cents. So which cards are available? You've just got to look down here, and you could see here he tells you which ones are available. So card number 18, well, I just purchased one of them last night. There you go. Card number 18, he's got 3 of them. So all you do is make your purchase, and then you send the seller, in this case, a message afterwards. Just communicate, send it to the seller's name and say, hey, I just purchased this item and I need card number 18. And you can even zoom in on the card, so you can see here card number 18, which is the one I need. There it is. Card 18. Perfect. So I've done this before. I did this last year with a set of Marvel cards. I'm not sure if it was from the same seller, but I believe it was. And a person just sends it to you in the mail in a regular envelope, protects it in a card sleeve. Came in fine. I completed my set. I made the sale. So you have to check if it's worth it based on how many cards might be missing. As you could see, you could do this with 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards. And the price is the same no matter how many cards you want. So it could definitely be worth it. The shipping is the same. I mean, not obviously you got to pay 99 cents per item, but the shipping is a flat $3.50 with this particular person. So that's great. You know, if you're missing 2, 3 cards, you could complete it here as well, just as long as they're all, you know, available. Obviously, you just want to check that. So it could be completely worth it, because essentially I only paid, believe it or not, like $1 for this whole binder, because I purchased it as part of a huge collectibles haul. So this is just one of many, many items that went with it, and when you factor in everything, that's about how much it comes to. So it's definitely worth it for me to invest $5 to get this one card so I could complete the set and then sell it for hopefully somewhere around $100. If you look, this guy has a great name. It's called The Completist. And you could see here, if we search for some other things that The Completist sells, he does this with all sorts of other card series. So he does it for example, the Godzilla card series. He does it for Lady Death, which is another popular female comic book character. He does it with a lot of comic book series. He also does it with other cards that are not comic book based cards. Now you can see here he's not really doing them with sports cards. This guy tends to do it with pop culture based cards. So Wild West TV show, that sort of thing. You get the point. But you know, also by showing you this, I want to introduce you to all these other types of cards that are out there besides sports cards. When I go to collections and there's cards out, if they're modern and there's sports, I avoid them, but I specifically search out these kind of cards, these non-sports collectible trading cards. Now, if you just type in cards you pick, just a general search, look at this. We've got almost 300,000 results. There's a lot of people who do this, and there are people who do it with sports cards. So you could see here, you know, a lot of people out there, hey, complete your set. You know, you could just, you know, pick one of these cards, and it's usually cost $1 or a couple bucks to pick up the card and complete the set. So I just wanted to introduce you to that if you are unfamiliar with it. It has gotten me out of a pickle a couple of times in this type of situation, or slash has you know, just basically helped me complete a set strategically when I know that there's one missing at the time of the purchase. So just an option. You could search for this quickly on your app. If you're at a sale, you see a card missing, just look to see if someone has it available, and there you go. You go ahead and make the purchase. The other thing you could do, by the way, is in your mind, if you know that that card is available out there, that you could purchase it, use that as a negotiation strategy with the person you're buying for to say, hey, listen, this is an incomplete set. And then you get a discount, and then you go ahead and you go complete your set by making one of these purchases. So that's it. That's the tip for today. There are other ways that you could complete sets besides just looking on eBay, but I wanted to give you the eBay solution to doing this. You know, of course, you could reach out to local collectors in your community. You could go to a card store or something like that. But generally, in those situations, you're going to pay more than what I just showed you. So this is just a very easy, quick, simple solution. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you come to my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. Follow me on Instagram at Primetime Treasure. And I will see you all back at the next video. Have a great, great rest of the week, everyone. Talk to you soon.